Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Life of Wonders. This is Polo, and I love making videos of dolls, toys, and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and if you like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. Wow, today I'm just truly excited because I actually can't believe that I have this doll with me already. We're going to be unboxing and reviewing in detail the brand new Snow White live action doll produced by Mattel. Apparently, this is just only available at Target, Walmart, and Amazon at the very moment, and not through Mattel Creations, which is a little bit weird, especially because it looks like a signature release. Maybe later on will be available through Mattel Creations. And so, okay, so it was available through Amazon.com or Amazon Europe. And since I'm in Europe, I decided to just go for it and get her here. But unfortunately, the prices differ so much. So basically, this retails for about 75 US dollars through Amazon.com. And then if you have to add the international shipping and custom clearance and all that, we'll add to just a bit over 100 euros, I would say. And then it takes about a week to, I don't know, something out like a week or a week and a half to arrive. And then there's the option directly from Amazon Europe, and that price goes up to 130 euros, which in conversion, it's so crazy because it's definitely double the price of the retail price in the US. So if you thought that 75 US dollars was already expensive, anyway, I have those news for you. I really hope the prices go down at some point because it's just so crazy. And I know it has to be with, all the customs changes ever since Trump has been in the power. Again, lots of things have changed, and one of the things is like trading. So anyway, but here she is. Apparently the Evil Queen is not yet available through Europe, through Amazon Europe, so I'll get her through Amazon.com, and it will take a little while, but I will get her and I will make a special video. I will compare that one with the previous Mattel, well, the very nice Mattel Evil Queen that was released back in the 90s. And then this time around, we're going to be comparing this doll with, the new doll with this one-of-a-kind doll that I have. It's basically a classic doll from Shop Disney, but the outfit is actually made from 3 different releases that I will specify in just a moment. So, are you ready for it? Because I am super excited. Anyway, so here we are. This is the packaging. The packaging reminds me so much of the new sort of like elegance collection, I want to say, or even like the radiance collection, although it isn't as sturdy as those boxes. Those boxes are really heavy and like super compact, and these new boxes are not. They are having like a similar layout, but they are not as heavy. So I don't think that the budget has gone incredibly towards the packaging itself, although it looks very nice. So we have the Disney Collector logo right over there. We have a beautiful piece of artwork here, which shows the poison apple and then these vines that actually form something that would resemble the magic mirror, I want to say, and then the cherry blossom trees and vines, and then we have the Disney Snow White logo from the movie Mattel. Then the branches actually continue on both sides. As you can see, it's asymmetrical. And then on the back, we have a little bit of a bio in both English and French. And even though this is like in so many languages, it's just in English and French. And seriously, Mattel, actually add the Spanish version right now, because like I feel like adding French is a bit of a formality, but there is so much more of an audience that actually speaks Spanish in the world as opposed than French, especially in the Western world. So, which is like the people that is going to be buying this doll. Anyway, for the bio, we can read: Hunted by her jealous, wicked stepmother, Snow White joins forces with miners, and then for miners, I guess they didn't want to use the word dwarves, and a group of rebels, and finds the strength and courage um, to overthrow the evil queen and become the leader of this once joyful, prosperous land. And that sounds a lot like what Rachel Zegler was basically saying back in that, infamous D23 interview. But as I was always saying, I don't think those words were coming from Rachel Zegler, but like the movie executives as such, because it's actually present here. I mean, being the leader she knows she can be, right? It was something like that. So everyone has blamed Rachel when I think that the production is just in so many hands. But nonetheless, I am very excited about this release. We have the Mickey Mouse there, okay, and I've already okay, so I'm getting very nervous. Sorry, I've already retired or removed the plastic window display, so I can show you basically how she looks in the box. Okay, so as wow, I mean, she's just like so breathtaking, and I really don't mind having paid that much. That is 130 euros, because I feel like this doll has a lot of quality, and it could actually be parallel to that quality that we find in the limited edition dolls from Shop Disney, for this scale. And I think that those releases are around 140 right now, so to be honest, like, I really don't mind, but obviously I would have expected it to be a little bit lower, like 95 maybe, I don't know, but it is what it is. So we have the under background, the inside of the box background, which seems to be like this place with with a countryside basically. And okay, so I feel like this is just coming. I mean, this is a little bit weird, and we're going to see this when the movie releases, because this is supposed to depict that scene before she runs to the forest, and she's actually singing and picking up some apples and just super happy. But in this scene, we can see in the trailer that she's wearing the full outfit, which is not completed here, and because the outfit actually came with an overskirt, and I think that the limited edition doll from Shop Disney will come like so, and then instead she's having this cape, with a hoodie, which I think is shown after she obviously meets with the dwarves, and she joins with the rebels and everything, and want to start this revolution against the evil queen. And so this is like a mix of things here. I believe that she's wearing the outfit that appears later in the movie, when the overskirt has been teared apart, and then the cape doesn't appear until later on. But anyway, it's very cute. So she's basically picking up some apples. This is not the poison apple, which is going to be coming with the evil queen doll. And then we have these birdies, very realistic ones in blue, and then at the bottom we see that there is like I mean, it's actually very thick compared to normally it's just like the same all the way around, and I feel like that is because I think that the base is going to be here. The stand part of the base is there. Anyway, it looks very pretty, and I think that if you don't like taking your dolls out of the box, this is just perfect, because you can enjoy it in the perfect position, and you can also have a peek at everything, not just like sometimes for Disney they just pin everything down in a way that you cannot even have a peek of the shoes, for example. And the doll is absolutely breathtaking. The materials used, the construction of the dress, wow, everything. Like, I knew I would love it, but I like it even more than I originally thought I would. So anyway, I will be removing the doll from the box so we can actually have a very close look at her. So I'll be back in no time. Okay, so just a quick glance at what's the interior of the front part of the packaging, because I think it's rather interesting. We have this background that to me looks quite modern and contemporary in a way. And I don't know, I guess that this is going to be linked to something in the movie, probably something that is linked to the evil queen, as we know that in her outfit there is a lot of geometry and something that goes towards those lines. And here we can find like prisms, and inside of like what appears to be like flowers as well. It's very, very interesting, and it goes completely opposite to what we find for the background of the doll, which is the countryside. And then we have this, and also it comes with a certificate of authenticity specifically for the doll, which is great. So this is definitely a signature release, and it should appear on Mattel Creations at some point, I hope. But anyway, yeah, I will continue with the unboxing now. Alright, and now that I've just taken the doll out of the box, here we can explore a little bit more of like the background used for the box. And it's interesting because I feel like this little bridge might be the one that crosses the river towards like the cottage, the door's cottage. And yeah, and then without taking her out of the box, I would say that the countryside is that one that appears in that other scene in which she's picking up apples. But then they just mixed it all up here. I don't know, but it's rather interesting, and it's a really nice piece of background for displaying purposes. And basically, it does look pretty much intact after you take the doll out. And are you ready to see the doll? Okay, so let's explore that. Okay, so here we are, and we have our live action Snow White next to the animated one by Shop Disney, and you can see that the dimensions differ and that the live action doll actually feels a bit smaller. But that is actually the case for any other Disney release by Mattel. Apparently, they cannot use like the standards measurements for Barbie because those are trademark for Barbie, and so they had to create this other like Disney licensed body or bodies, because we have like different heights and all that in between the princesses. But yeah, just I think that is what I thought it would be interesting to show them together, because you can see how they would look. But I have to say that this might be my number one preferred um, Disney by Mattel release so far, even though I have collected the Radiance, Enchanted Elegance collection, and all those. I feel like for 75 US dollars, which for me it was so much more expensive, but anyway, just leave it at that. For that price as a base, this might be the doll that actually has everything to kind of like justify that price, and it feels so deluxe, and it feels something like Shop Disney would do, I guess. And it's a pity that Shop Disney is not in charge of these live action dolls anymore, apparently. I mean, the normal standard 11 inches and a half, because those were always full of quality. But anyway, I mean, she's just like so magnificent. Okay, so I'm going to be comparing, but first I wanted to show you, of course, she comes with these two birds, which can be hold by her, with a little bit of like a click that is the both of them actually. And then there's the poison, well, not the poison apple. I mean, I guess it could be, but this is like an apple, and it can also be grabbed like so. So I think it's really nice, and even if you take everything out of the box, you can still like put it together to create these illusion, right? And then she's already wearing the hood and the cape, and it's just like the best material. This is like the very soft satin that sometimes Disney Store has used, like for example the first designer Snow White doll from 2011, and also the really nice satin material that was used by Mattel back in the 90s for the dresses of the Disney princesses. So I love that. The construction is beautiful. It's very lightweight because it's not lined underneath. It's just like one, but it's fine. It's actually very nice hemmed all the way around, and then it has some lace here to adjust the hoodie, and it looks so amazing, and it has a lot of flow to it. It's actually pretty big, and so that's gorgeous. Now the one that I do have here, I want to say that this is like a mixture of pieces from the designer first designer fairy tale Snow White and a Disney Parks um, dress, and the cape is actually coming from another doll from back in the 90s or early 2000s, I want to say. And so this one actually is fully lined with a burgundy color on this side and royal blue on the other. That goes pretty well with, but this is like the layout of how it appears, sort of like in the animation, obviously without this extra ornamentation. But yeah, and both of them come with the iconic bow, and I think it's really nice. First of all, I have to just give Mattel some props. Like seriously, this sculpt is just perfection. I think it looks so much like Rachel Zegler. It just makes her so much justice, because everyone has been like basically bullying her so much, and here she looks so amazing. I know that probably the hair doesn't look amazing on majoritarily the whole trailer, but I feel like it's going to look better at times in the film, and in and transferred to the execution of the doll. I think it looks perfection, because like this kind of hairstyle, it's kind of hard to reproduce, and in fact like the classic doll has a really so kind of like attempt to it, but in here is perfect. Obviously it's just so gel all the way around, but it really does look perfect. I also feel like Rachel doesn't have as much volume on her hair, and that is probably why, because she was not using like a wig. Maybe, I don't know, that would have been an option, but I don't, it's just up to the people, the production people, I guess. But she doesn't have as much volume, and that is why it looks a bit more flat at times when there's movement. That is how I can understand what's happening here. But the face is amazing. I really want to like get another one for just have Rachel Zegler, or like this celebrity sculpt in a way, because it's just gorgeous. I love it. The screen is perfect. It's very matte, high definition. There's a little bit of like a gloss for the lips, and then we have the beauty marks as well. The makeup is minimal, but it's there, and I think the resemblance is just so amazing. I'm going to be taking the cloak, the cape with the hoodie out, so we can now appreciate it all. This is like the construction of it. It's matte on the inside, and very, very nice and soft, as well as bright on the outside. um, and then here we have the, okay, here's how they would look together, and that is why I mean, these dress wouldn't look as good on a classic Disney Snow White, and vice versa. She's going to be small, because yeah, the proportions of the princess license bodies are different. But now we can actually focus more on her. She has the 11 points of articulation, I want to say, similar to a Barbie Extra or a semi-articulated body. I mean, Barbie Extras are not there anymore, but I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. She's coming with this really nice heart-shaped pendant as a necklace, that I believe is something that belongs to her mother. And then the dress itself, it's like all put together in just one single piece. But the good thing about it is that it has many different layers. So even though it's just one single piece, and you cannot deconstruct it in like the top, the bottom, it's still like really nicely layered. In fact, we find, and it looks so good, because the thing is, when we first had a look at the behind the scenes picture of Rachel out in the backstage area wearing this, we all had the feeling of, oh my gosh, that looks like a Halloween costume. But I mean, this dress looks so good, and I feel like in the movie it's going to look so much better than we originally thought from that, first picture. I really do have that feeling. Um, so basically, the top is really elaborated. We have the lantern puffy sleeves, which are long sleeved and end up with like this opening here. It is lined underneath with red. It has a little bit of a bow. Then the lantern part of it has like two layers, and even like the cutouts are hemmed really nicely. And then underneath, I can already tell you that it's also very well lined, so you don't have like the puffy. I mean, there is like a very narrow opening because I actually took this. I mean, she was wearing this, which was a bit of uncomfortable, I guess, for like protecting the doll from color transferring. But anyway, I took it out, and then I realized how really well done it was made, this part of the costume. Then basically it does have Velcro on the back, like so, and then you can just take it off that way. Then the color is really nice. I think it looks like very similar to how it appears in the movie. And then it has like this line with a little bit of a cord all the way around, and even though it splits on the back, it really does look cool from the front once it's already closed. And then, okay, what's going on? Okay, something happened here, and I don't know. I hope yeah, it didn't. I mean, it froze, but anyway, I will continue with it. So we have this other fabric that is lighter. All of the blue fabric actually has like a flower motif with vines and things like that all around, and they are like, they're not embroidered, but it's like the fabric has that texture. It's not just like a print, but it has some texture to it. Then we find this lace on the top part of like the bodies, and then we have this corseted moment with the cord basically going through the bodies itself. And then there's the belt, which has the buckle, and in the buckle we find that sculpt, and it's made out of lace as well, and part of like the full dress. And as we go down, we find the skirt, which is very it's very big, I would say, and it resembles so much the original, stat. I mean, this is not as yellow as it should be because this is coming from like the designer fairy tale collection, and that one already had some changes, but in reality it's like very yellow. I mean, the one that appears in the movie. So this one has three different layers. So the first layer is like an organza type of material, which is hemmed at the bottom here. Then we find this other layer with like a floral pattern, and it's also like translucent with the filigree in like yellow color. And then we find another like a sturdy satin material, so it isn't as soft as this one, but it isn't plasticky or papery either. It's like a nice sturdy, material that is very um, bright in color, and it's hemmed here. The middle one isn't hemmed though, but again, those three layers make a really big effect on how it looks just in general, and it creates a really nice flowy effect. And then here we can see that she's got articulated knees, and these are the shoes, which I believe are very very close to the ones that appear in the film. It has like the crossed lacy moment as well, and at first I thought these little bows might be like velcroed, but no, they are not that easy to reproduce, so that is why I'm not taking them out, because you have to make a bow out of it, and I'm really not that good at that. And then these are the soles, and we can find these really nice Mattel is always really good to add these little details, so we have these vines as well. So they're flat, and I think that the ones from this Evil Queen are going to be flat as well. But anyway, I mean, this doll is just so beautiful. The construction of the whole thing is just magnificent. The sculpt is great. The hairstyle, I believe that for everyone that's got this doll so far, the hairstyle comes perfect as well, which is something very difficult to achieve, you know, in so many dolls. And so I feel like the quality control is really good. I love that it comes with both little birds and an apple. Then you have the other apple that's already been that already has a bite on it, so you can create the scenario of biting at the apple and so on. And yeah, I'm just super happy with this doll. It's just so beautiful. It's everything I was hoping for and more. And then the last thing is that it comes with these. This is like a recycled, I guess, because it doesn't have anything in particular. It's a white stand, but it's very similar to the one that comes with the princesses. And then it has the um, like in between the thighs grab, yeah, vertical stand. So that's pretty cool that it comes with that as well, and it's just perfect to put her on display. I am super happy. I hope you've enjoyed this review and it's covered everything that needed to be covered. And I've just tried to be as comprehensive as I could be. And if that's the case, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below, because as always, I'll be more than happy to get back to all of you, and so many more things are coming up real soon. For now, stay safe and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.